I couldn't help but think about what what she had to go through and what she had to do to be able to be focused, to overcome what she had to overcome, to do that and activate that passion that she had within herself to learn. An article read in the newspaper, she had a hunger to learn. My book is entitled, You Gotta Be Hungry. It's a different space. It's no time to waste time. Life ain't playing with us. This pandemic isn't. And so there's widespread insanity that's going on right now. I don't know where you align with what you want to do in terms of your life and your goals and your dreams, but I say what Dr. Miles Monroe said, live full, die empty, keep social distancing, do the things you need to do to stay alive, listen to the scientists and not people who become internet scientists or Google scientists. Listen to the real scientists and make decisions that will keep you and your family safe. That's what's most important right now. And not just be consumed by the distractions that are going on. Life will always be full of distractions. Dimple said, if it ain't one thing, it's another. I said, if it ain't one thing, it's 12 others. And so during the adversities of where we are and what we are facing, you want to have some things that you're doing that will give you the tools, the mindset, the mental resolve to handle whatever life throws at you. Why, Les? Because whatever life throws at you, you have in you. Greater is he that's in you than he that's in the world. You have in you to handle it. You have built-in greatness. You have built-in power, authority, and dominion to handle whatever life throws at you. And life is going to be throwing a lot of stuff. Nobody's going to be spared. That's why Viktor Frankl called it unavoidable suffering. But suffering is a choice. You have a choice because you can suffer or you can choose to do whatever you need to do to liberate yourself, whatever you need to do to reinvent yourself, whatever you need to do to get the help that you need to overcome whatever you are stuck in right now. It does not have to be your residency. And finding peace. Make that a priority. People talk about goals and dreams. You know how many people have achieved their goals of earning a lot of money, of becoming celebrities, and are miserable? Look here, I've lived that life. And it's important to get still and find out what is it I need to do to find some peace in the midst of all the stuff that's going on. And take care of you. Stuff's happening to people all around you. Take care of you. It makes sense. What Iyanla said, give to yourself until your cup runneth over, and then give to others from the overflow. This is a time to be selfish. Did he say that? Yes. You can give so much you deplete yourself. I had to learn to give to me. I had to look at my life and all the things that I was looking at, all the things that I allowed to create stress in my life, they did not belong to me. They didn't belong to me. I took them off. And I made a conscious, deliberate, determined effort. I don't want this anymore. No. I'm getting this off me. Because life has no duplicate. We're supposed to be happy. We're supposed to live a happy, healthy, prosperous life. And you can't be happy and you can't live a prosperous life and a successful life if you allow yourself to be burdened with other people's things. Give to yourself until your cup runneth over, and then give to others from the overflow. And I had to learn to do that. I had to look, because sometimes you can be so busy taking care of other people's business and you realize, wait a minute, this is not my stuff. Why did I take this on? And let me serve notice to you. The people that have been using you, they're going to get angry because they want you to be distracted and do what they want you to do and do the work that they're supposed to be doing. See, here's what I know. When people get sick and tired of being sick and tired, they'll do something about their situation. That's what I know. During even this place where we're, just imagine, it makes a powerful statement about what's going on right now. Kanye West had a stadium, 20,000 people per set, paid for a listening party. During the pandemic, people showed up, crowded, some with masks, some without masks, to listen. Woo! 40,000. Let me tell you something. If we had an announcement saying, if you have goals and dreams, we're going to have an event, and all it will cost you is $97 or $100, same money you gave Kanye for him to walk across the stage with a stocking cap over his face to listen to music. Now you can listen to something that can change your life. The same group of people, will they show up? No. In 7 different languages. No, 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 no. Whoa. Jesus said, all power is in my hands. Oh, by the way, the poor will always be among you. Wow. Remember what Reverend I said? The best thing you can do for poor people is not be one of them. And sometimes we get so caught up emotionally. And what I realize and what's important is you can't help people who won't help themselves, because your help will be temporary. Everything that you do must be sustained. That's why Frederick Douglass said, now I understood what he said. Why help a man stand to his feet if he doesn't have enough gumption to lock his knees, if he does not have the consciousness and responsibility to lock his knees? When you let him go, his head is going to hit the pavement. I can't tell you the number of people I got jobs when I was a state legislator, and they lost a job. They got paid on Friday and wouldn't show up on Monday. Have you ever helped somebody and they did nothing with it? Did absolutely nothing with it. I'm I'm overcoming being a slow learner. Have one of my granddaughters. I poured into her and all that I did. She said, thank you. Did she say thank you? I don't remember. But let's say, don't give a benefit of the doubt. Thank you, Grandpa. Place I took out of, she went right back. The school that I paid for, the degree that I helped her to get, not even using it, doing something else. All that time, all that energy, all that work that I put in. Look, I'm 77. They should be given to me. See, your children should do more than what you've done. I did more than what Mamie Brown did, or Dorothy Bell, my birth mother. Your children are to earn more money than you, because they stand on your shoulders and what you have done with your life and what they do with their lives, they should go further. That has not happened in this generation. One of my kids told me, I asked him for some ideas. Oh, I'm not going to give you no ideas because you don't listen to your children. Duh, I don't listen to broke people. Look here. No, are you kidding me? You need to be listening to me. Oh, you need to be listening to me. And one of my kids said, oh, you act like your kids. Oh, you said, no. I'm just exploring how we can do some things together. Okay, that's fine. I am so glad that I have my health, that I'm in my right mind, that I'm taking responsibility to stay in good health so I'm not depending upon somebody to wipe my behind. I'm gonna be in good shape. So if they start having some flashback, you remember when you beat me for nothing? Excuse me? Well, I told you I didn't do that. And they start looking at me crazy. And I'm laid up somewhere and can't get up and run. I said, you know what? I thought about it when somebody asked you get older, who's gonna wipe your behind? You wanna push back that time. You want to take care of yourself. I got up, I started doing some yoga and qigong, and I've been doing all kind of exercise up in here because my goal is not to be a burden to anybody. We can't help getting older, but we don't have to get old. Life ain't playing with us. Old man time is not playing. Going up the steps and I heard this click in my right knee. I said, oh my goodness, what is that? That knee said, I'm 77. That's what that is. I'm 77. When you get 77, I begin to crack. Oh my goodness. So take your time, buddy. I ain't playing with you. And ladies and gentlemen, some of you can hear me. The majority don't even want to hear it. Go on someplace else. Good. Let me share something with you. Take life seriously. Life has no duplicate. Decide as you look at your life, as you determine what is it that the next greatest version of myself, what does that look like? What is it I need to do? We have an expiration date. We can push it behind us if we want to. We can push it out of our minds and think we have forever to deal with other stuff and say to old man time, hey, listen, wait just a minute. Les Brown's got some stuff he's dealing with his children or his grandchildren or his baby mama drama and all kind of other stuff. Just wait just a minute and then we'll start the clock again. No. You got to be present in mind. You have to monitor and manage the priorities in your life. Guess what number one is? Your state of mind, having peace of mind, having your health. If you don't have your health, you can do nothing. It's cute to say, oh, your health is your wealth. Absolutely. But we run past that. Having the discipline, having a routine, having a strategy that says, I want to be here. One of the goals I have, that I wake up every day to get off the medication they put me on. The Cancer Centers of America. At no time, any of these doctors I've seen, whether it's at Cleveland Clinic or Cancer Centers of America, anywhere I've been, saying, look here, here's a strategy. These are the pills that we prescribe for you, but here's a strategy that can help you get off these pills. Has anybody told you how to get off the pills, Les? No. Are you upset about that? No. Why? Because I know the pills pay the bills. This is a partnership. And I'm the lead partner. And I do my research. And I'm going to do what I need to do. In spite of them injecting me with steroids, this is not my destiny. No. I'm getting off this. I'm losing this weight. No, I'm reversing this type 2 diabetes. I'm gonna fight. So I'm not popping pills all night. And I asked them questions. Is this addictive? Oh, yes. Oh, don't give me that. Guess what they did? They put it in prescription. So when I went to Walgreens, I asked the question, here's what I'm here for. And I asked them, that particular pill that you just mentioned, is it addictive? They said, yes. I don't want that. You can keep that. Give me the other ones. Look at those. Are they addictive? Any of those addictive? No? Fantastic. Yeah, I'm Marcus Welby. I'm playing doctor myself. I know what it is to be addicted to pills. Oh, first time, shame on you. Second time, shame on me. I ain't playing with you. Life ain't playing with us. You have something special. You have greatness in you. I know that with everything in me, when I was sitting on the porch in Gainesville, Georgia, at the house that my mother built with a saw and a hammer, and I look at the work that she has done, that I'm here because of God's grace and mercy. I remember when I almost drowned. I just remembered this morning at a pool at Dixie Park in Miami. And how did you get saved? Because the lifeguard didn't see me. I was swallowing a lot of water and I was kicking and radical movement, and my foot went into an opening on the side of the wall of a pool where there was not a light. And I pushed myself up and screamed, and the lifeguard jumped in and saved me. Of all the places in that pool, at one place where I was, there was an opening where there was a light bulb that had burnt out. From that day to this day, I have never seen a pool that had an opening where a light bulb was supposed to be in there, and it wasn't. God made the arrangement. He knew in advance one of my children would be in there. Somebody will push him in the pool, and when he started kicking, trying to get some help, his foot is going to land in that blessing, that opening that he created for me. What openings has God created for you that you have not recognized, that you take for granted? You think you're here because you're so smart, Les Brown? No, I'm here because of God's grace and mercy. And I can't help it. I'm here for him. He spared me so many times. I've had 2 guns drawn on me, and one guy pulled the trigger and it got stuck, and it didn't go off. I'm here. I was at a red light that changed, and I heard this voice said, "Don't move," and somebody ran the light. I'm here because of God's grace and mercy. My message to you, we're here for God. I'm not a religious person. We're here for God. Life is God's gift to us, and how we live our lives is our gift to God. I'm coming for you right now. And I don't want you to be so distracted about everything that's going on right now. No. You have greatness in you. You have built-in greatness. You are made in the likeness and image of God. No, don't buy into this foolishness. You are born and said, you are made in the likeness and image of God. Sin means, in the Aramaic language, falling short of the mark. You are made in the likeness and image of God. You have built-in greatness. You have authority and dominion and the power in you to handle whatever life throws in your direction. You got it like that. And what's important is to know that your life has meaning. What's important is to know that you're on a mission. What's important is to live life with a sense of urgency. What's important? That we have a limited time of being here. What's important? That we must keep it moving. Commit thy works unto the Lord, and thy thought should be established. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. Do what you can do, and God will do what you can't do. Bless, I've done everything I can. Good, ask for some help. Not because you're weak, but because you want to remain strong. And ask for help, and don't stop until you get it. You're no wimp, you're no punk. No. You're made in the likeness and image of God. You've been given authority and dominion over everything on the face of the earth. You have built-in power at any moment to take your life in a different direction. All of us have defining moments. I remember when I was fired from radio, I thought that was all that I can do. I was good at that. Well, that was all that I worked on. I had more in me. Helen Keller said, when one door closes, another door opens, but most of us spend so much time being depressed, being angry about the closed door, we don't see the open door. If you've lost a job, you haven't lost a job. If a job has been removed from your life, guess why? They had to make room for you to become an entrepreneur, for you to learn how to sit in front of a computer and learn something now that you don't know. You now have to live your life in such a way that you want to learn something today that you didn't know yesterday. If you're not willing to learn, nobody can help you. But if you're willing to learn, you can help yourself. No one can stop you. People are doing it every day, making money left and right. More millionaires are being created during the pandemic. And after the pandemic, the money has not left the planet. Just the people who are hungry. People that are hungry are focused. People who are hungry are looking for ways to win in spite of the adversities. People that are hungry refuse to give up. People that are hungry operate under the philosophy of life knocks you down, try and land on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. Got comeback power, as Willie Jolly would say. I ain't playing with you, I'm coming for you. Because our children are watching us. They're watching us. And many of them are not looking at good role models. That's why the suicide rate among young girls, 12 to 17, has increased 51%. Are you kidding me? People dying to get here, and people living here committing suicide. Come on now. People get here, can't speak the language, have a 3 to 4 greater chance of buying a home and having their own business than people who've been here. People who can't speak the language have a 4-time greater chance of owning their own home and creating their own business. There's something wrong with that. Why? Because we've gotten comfortable. That's why Brian Tracy said, your comfort zone is your danger zone. They don't come here to watch Netflix or any other kind of flick or a listening party. No, they're hungry. And you must be hungry too for a better life. You must be hungry too to say, no, this is not going to get the best of me. Sometimes in life, you have to put your foot down. Where you say, no. When I heard the rats in the house where I moved my mother out of, and they were playing bid whist and talking to each other. Then they're talking about, you know what? I'm so glad Mamie back, I don't know what to do. I'd be glad when she baked one of those sweet potato pies. I'm listening to them. Are they talking about my mama? Boy, that Mamie, she can bake a sweet potato pie. I'm telling you. They're talking about my mama. The rats in the wall. And they have imported roaches in Miami from Atlanta. Roaches that's so big they fly like pigeons and eagles. And roaches where you spray them and they snatch the black flag out of your hand and start spraying you. But here's the kicker. I saw a roach the other day. I got some black flag and start spraying him. And guess what he did? He snatched it out of my hand, but he also had something else in the other hand. I'm looking, it was some Lysol. He sprayed me with the Lysol before he sprayed me with the black flag. He didn't want me to infect him with the virus. That ain't right. Woo! Oh my God. Oh my God. They talk about a shortage of chicken wings. Why can't we have a shortage of flying roaches here? Woo! They talk about a shortage of chickens. Are you kidding me? Let me, my medication wearing off. Let me leave this with you. You're listening to me because you and I are cut from the same cloth. We're branches of the same tree. You have something special. You have greatness in you. God had a lot of choices. You and I, we were created out of 400 million sperm. We were chosen. God had a lot of choices. For us to be here this point in time, we were made for this point in time in history. A reckoning is going on. All hands on deck. Evil prevails when good men and women do nothing. All hands on deck. There are three kinds of people: those who make things happen, those who watch things happen, and those who don't know what happened. You are here to make things happen. Life is God's gift to us, and how we live our lives is our gift to God. What gift are you creating? What are you doing? We need you. We need you to be, as Sandra Brown would say, from trust up. We need you to be visible. We need you to be vocal. We need you to be engaged in this thing called life. Our children need you. Our children's children need you. Good man and woman leaves a legacy for their children and their children's children. But we don't want to just leave a legacy. A legacy is how you will be remembered. We want to build a dynasty, as my son John Leslie would say. A dynasty is something that as you build it, you won't be forgotten. Wow. As Tolo would say. If you can feel me, if you know what I'm talking about, that you realize that this is a different space, and that if we're going to make it in and out of the pandemic, we must bring a different kind of energy, a different kind of commitment, passion, and drive to create a life and we can be proud of. Life is God's gift to us, and how we live our lives is our gift to God. Yeah. This thing called life. What a mighty God we serve. Angels stand before him. Heaven and earth adore him. What a mighty God we serve. I hope you've enjoyed what I've shared as I was rocking in a rocking chair on this porch in this house that my mother built. I bet she never thought about one day the son that she had in Miami, Florida, with his twin brother, will find his way to Gainesville, Georgia, and he will sit on this bench with the brother that he did not know he had, George Rucker, as he listened to stories about me from his brother that he did not know he had. And he would be moved and inspired by the work that I did when he walked through the house and saw the newspaper clippings about my accomplishments. He found me, and my mother, his grandmother. Look at God. Let me share something with you. Don't give up. There's a reason that Paul said, pray unceasingly. Don't give up. The prayers will fortify you. Don't give up. Keep moving. Don't give up. Do as Mary McLeod Bethune would say, pray as if everything depends upon God. But work as if everything depends upon you. There's a destiny in you. There's a greater calling in you. There's a work for you to do. That's why you were chosen for this time in history. History is being read, but it's also being written by people like you. That's why you're listening to me. I guarantee you, nobody who went to a listening party are listening to me. I'm an old fuddy-duddy, old Uncle Tom. He ain't listening to me. No. But you are, because you and I are cut from the same cloth. You are, because we're branches of the same tree. You are, because what's in me is in you.
Liz, you mentioned stillness, and I think as profound as that sentiment is, whether it be through meditation, being alone, society's created to distract us from the stillness. People are so busy running away from themselves, whether it's social media, television, Netflix, food, whatever it may be. And for those people who have an addiction to distraction and are so afraid of the stillness, what do you have to say?
You said something major. We spend most of our time running away from ourselves. We've been programmed and being programmed daily by algorithms, by the disruptions, by the telephone. Most people look at their telephone over 400 times without even thinking. We be with family members and friends, and we spend more time looking at our telephone or reading our emails and our text messages rather than engaging each other. We have more instruments of communication and we're doing less communication. And so there's something we have to do. The reason that you're the person that you are is you made up your mind. I want something different for Candace. You made up your mind. I want to live my life differently. What I'm doing doesn't work for me. There's nothing, Candace, as powerful as a made-up mind. Be ye not conformed to this world, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. As a man thinketh, so is he. And as he continues to think, so he remains. But here's something that's major. As a man thinketh in his heart, the mind governs the decisions that we make based upon the conversations that we hear, the observations that we make, the culture that we are part of. But the heart can't be programmed. And so getting still and listening to the whispering of your heart, that's where you really want to go. The heart in the sanctuary of your soul, that's the silent mind that governs us and that can take us to places where the mind can't take us, because the mind, your conscious mind, has been programmed and is being programmed by our culture, by our history, by the things that we've seen and heard and experienced. But the heart, where your heart is, there your treasure is also. And you can only enter the heart and hear it, the still small voice within, the silent mind, going into the silence, spending time with yourself, understanding the value of being by yourself and tapping into the divine.
I love it, Les.
What would you recommend people do to get through these challenging times?
Well, first of all, thank you for the opportunity to speak to you and to the audience. And I want to make it clear that I'm still a perpetual student. I'm like the lady who said, Lord, I ain't what I want to be, ain't what I'm going to be. And thank God I sure ain't what I was. But I would like everyone to think about what we're going through now. This is unbelievable. I'm saying this has got to be a dream. I've got to wake up and realize that this was a nightmare. This couldn't be real. And it is. And so, but I remembered somebody said on the news, we're in uncharted territory. I remember being in uncharted territory when I was diagnosed 27 years ago with prostate cancer. And they said, Mr. Brown, you have prostate cancer, and it has metastasized to 7 areas of your body. And you have a few months to live. And my daughter, Ona, she was with me at the time, Dr. Ona Brown. I could see her out of my peripheral vision. I was uncharted territory. That means the 3 words nobody ever wants to hear. You have cancer. The most frightening words in 7 different languages. And I asked him, and Dr. Alfred Gosen, boy, he had a sense of humor. He said, is there anything you'd like to ask me? I said, yes. I said, can you give me a second opinion? He said, yes, and you're ugly too. I said, oh my God, come on, Dr. Gosen. And then he said, but you got this. You got this. How people live their lives is a result of the story they believe about themselves. And what he did, he interrupted my story. The collective thinking, the collective consciousness is that cancer is a death sentence. He interrupted my story. When we speak, when you do your program, we distract, dispute, and inspire. We distract people from their current story, which psychologists call their self-explanatory style. And through the presentation of your program, with the interviews with your various guests, you break down, you disrupt their current belief system and inspire them to become a pencil in the hand of God and start writing a new chapter with their lives. And so what he did was, and many times people ask me, is that you're a happy person, you laugh a lot. Well, it's purposeful. Because when I'm laughing, I feel better, even if I'm having pain from cancer or from sciatica pain, and that's a whole nother level. But in order to get through these times where we are, I want you to write this down. Number 1, you've got to be positive. Because it takes everything in you to be that, and you have to fortify your faith. You have to bolster your confidence. You have to really work to restructure your thinking and not buy into all that's going on. So how do you do that with everything that's going on? Turn the television off. I had some people, some immigrants who were working for me when I was in Miami. And it was in the middle of the recession. They had just gotten here. And what happened was that really intrigued me. In a short time, they were living in the back of my house, and they bought a car and purchased a home. And he expanded his grass cutting business, his lawn business. And I'm trying to figure out how can he do this in the middle of the recession? And I had friends who were complaining about how tough things were. And then it dawned on me. They were watching television, but they were watching to learn how to speak English. they didn't know what was going on. And so they lived their life like that. And sometimes we have to be intelligently ignorant. According to the laws of aerodynamics, a bumblebee isn't supposed to fly because his body is too large to be held up by its little puny wings. But the bumblebee doesn't know it, and it just keeps on flying anyhow. And so part of what we have to do now is monitor our eyelids and our earlids, what we watch and what we allow to get into our ears, because it will corrupt your thinking and it will compromise your power. And so what we have to do during this time is have a conscious, deliberate, determined effort, have a plan of action to maintain a positive state of mind in spite of what's going on, in spite of the pain and discomfort that you might be experiencing in your body right now, in spite of the fact that you've lost your job and on the verge of losing your home, in spite of learning, like I learned a long time ago, the best way to get back on your feet is to miss 3 car payments. And what will happen is that when you do that, you can think. Most people operating from fear. Zig Ziglar calls fear a false evidence appearing real. But we want to live from our heart. When you live from your heart, finding answers in the heart, where your heart is, there your treasure is also. There are things that you can do and things that you can create. In this period where we are, my daughter, Dr. Ona Brown, she said, Daddy, gaps are from God. So I've been putting off and procrastinating and allowing life to get in the way. And then when this happened, she said, gaps are from God. Finish your book. It was a struggle for me to finish the book because what it takes to speak to the ear is different than what it takes to write for the eye. And so during this downtime, I began to focus my mind to complete my book. And now this will not be something that I will die and take with me to my grave. So this is a time that we want to be positive and expect things to get better. We will get through this. This has not come to stay. It has come to pass. And as we think about that and understand and know you have goals and dreams, there will be interruptions. Think it not strange that you're faced in fiery furnaces of this world. You will, not you might, you will have tribulations. And so we're going through some stuff right now that we have never seen before. And it's very important that you focus your mind and feed your mind positive things, feed your faith so that your fears and doubts will starve to death. Don't watch the television. No, you can't feel good when they tell you, this next 2 weeks, this is going to be horrible. Over 100,000 to 200,000 people are going to die. It's not that I'm insensitive to that, but that's not something that I need to hear and to watch all day long, day in and day out. And I must admit, it's addictive. It's hard to pull away from it, but I had to do it because it wasn't serving me. I'm working on building a legacy for my children and for my children's children. A good man leaves a legacy for his children and his children's children. I'm 75 years old. I don't have time to be sitting around looking at the television and then calling people saying, did you hear that? No. Herein my Father glorified that ye bear much fruit. We want to be as productive as possible. We don't want to just go through this moment in time. We want to grow through it so when we emerge, we will be better for it. I will have greater mastery of my iPhone when I emerge. I will have greater mastery of new technology and StreamYard that we're broadcasting on now. I've developed this ritual to learn something, to know something today that I didn't know yesterday, and bring that over and practice that. So as we look at ourselves and look at where we are, gaps are from God. This is a time to deepen your relationship with family members and friends. This is a time to reflect on your life and ask yourself, am I the person that I thought I would be when I look in the mirror? I didn't expect to get on a scale at Cancer Centers of America, and they told me, Mr. Brown, you got to get this weight off you. You're type 2 diabetic, and we're going to have to put you on insulin. And the insulin exacerbates the situation with the fact that you're dealing with 4th stage cancer. So now I have to implement a plan of exercise, of prayer, of meditation, and getting social support and reinventing my health. Because if I don't do this, I'm going to allow myself to dig a grave with my teeth. And I want to be here. My work is not done yet. So you have to make a conscious, deliberate, determined effort. Put together a plan of action. Ask yourself the question, what is it that I want to do with my life now? What's next? Einstein said that thinking that has brought me this far has created some problems that this thinking can't solve. And most of us don't realize that the behaviors that we engage in, that we started that when we were between the ages of 4 and 6. Dr. Martin Silliman, he wrote a book called Learned Optimism, 26-year most exhaustive study on self-esteem. He said between the ages of 0 and 6, a word is formulated in our heart. And that word is either yes or it's no. I was born in an abandoned building on a poor section of Miami, Florida called Liberty City with a twin brother. And we were first foster kids and then we were adopted. And being born in poverty, the word was no. Being born in an environment that was designed to destroy our sense of self. The word was no. And it compromised and reduced the vision that we had of ourselves. I talk about it in my book called You've Got to Be Hungry, where that hunger came from, a humiliating experience that I saw my adopted mother go through. And I said, this will never happen to her again. I was just a kid, but I made a commitment. This will never happen to her again. She's working to take care of 7 children that she didn't give birth to. And I'm old school. I don't think a woman should work unless she wants to work. And if she does work, whatever money she earns, she should keep it for herself. A man, not a grown boy, but a man pays the bills. A woman should not pay bills. And so I told Mama, I said, Mama, when I become a man at 18, I'm gonna sit you down. You never have to work again. And I kept that commitment to her until she was 89 when she made her transition from breast cancer. But here's what I learned from this experience. Robert Schuller said this, tough times never last, but tough people do. That you're stronger than you think that you are. You don't know enough about yourself to be a cynic. You have to challenge yourself. You have to work on your mind. Earl Nightingale said, you don't get in life what you want, you get in life what you are. And you've got to get an attitude about yourself that no, I'm not going out like this. No, I remember going to Cancer Centers of America and watching people come in and how they moved and how they went about their treatment. And I had a mindset of defiance. I said, no, I'm not going to be walking like I have one foot on the banana peeling and the other one on the graveyard. I've got work to do. I'm on a mission. I'm claiming my healing now. Before Jesus performed any miracles, he always gave thanks first. I said, I give thanks, I'm healed. I give thanks, I'm healed. I don't care what the instruments say. They say your PSA, which stands for prostate specific antigen, is 2,400. 1 to 4 is normal. 1 to 4, 2,400. Don't even bother driving home. Drive out to the cemetery. No, it's been 27 years. No. And so what we have to do is we have to be focused. Keep thine eyes single and the whole body will be full of light. And so where focus goes, energy goes. And so we have to be focused on what's the best choices of how I use my time. What's the best relationships that I should be engaged in and communicating with? When I look at my phone, I'm asking one or two questions. Is this a phone call that will make me happy or make me some money? Now, you a combination of both, all right?
I told my wife I was good for something. Thank you.
Absolutely. And so most people have relationships with people that they're always there when they need you, but when you need them, you can't find them. So I encourage you to practice OQP, only quality people. Upgrade your relationships. Who should you count on, as my son John Leslie would say, and who should you count out? Because if you have relationships with toxic, negative, energy draining people, it will compromise your power.
Say it again.
I saw a quote the other day said, stop complaining about the energy drainers in your life when you're providing the straw. Come on.
Les, let me say something real quick. Before we go any further, I want to say this. I mean, for all of you that have been following me for quite some time, all of you are like, man, Les is stealing all your stuff. Well, let me just be transparent. I stole all his stuff, right? It's okay to be a copycat as long as you copy the right cat. And now you go out there.
Paul said, all that I have, I receive. But I like what you just said. I'm going to steal that from you. It's okay to be a copycat if you copy the right cat.
I even stole that. I don't know who I stole that from, but I stole the copycat statement, right?
Yes.
But for all of you out there, you can see why. I mean, we're either green and growing or ripe and rot. We're either moving forward or backward. And during these times, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine the other day. He has a traditional business, and he was really stressed out, like a lot of people. And I'm like, listen, man, if we keep the right perspective, we can look back and say, you know what, this was absolutely the best thing that ever happened to us because we become more resourceful. Like we grew. I saw someone post the other day, they go, look, if you're not growing right now, if you're not learning a new skill, then you're not disciplined or it's not a priority. But having no time is not an excuse.